Working with Matt and the board and Mayor Allen and Dustin, you folks have become my friends. So, as I look at this tonight, it's more than just a plaque. It's a very important symbol of a very powerful memory of a very powerful community. And I'd echo what Rob said. Where can we go? There's still need. There's still need. It's never stopped. So we continue. I'm in a different role, still live here, and I still want to love this community, Mayor Allen.
We do.
So, friends, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And I do want to point out, we do have a nice plaque, several names on there, so if you're a real nice person, Charlie, you might be able to be on here before you know it. But I'm going to place this above the water fountain there so that whenever anybody gets thirsty, they can look at the positive influence that these people have had on Peoria Heights. Somebody remind me it's there before I go. The time has come, the walrus said. Trustee Fuller, could you come down here, please? There you are, okay. Come on over here, will you, please? You're scaring me. I'm too old to be trying to figure out where you are. Now, I've known Trustee Fuller for a number of years. He was about this tall and still was able to beat me at basketball back then. Went through Peoria Heights schools, and he really was a great basketball player. Sometimes he has been the voice of the opposing voice, which is good, because I'll tell you what, he always stood by his principles. He was always articulate, and even though you may not sway people completely in the voting, you always may, and I'm speaking for myself, and I think I'm going to speak for the rest of the board, you always caused us to think. What more can you ask from a trustee than causing everyone to think? Now, I know you're young and you've got some plans ahead of you, but I want to tell you I have greatly enjoyed working with you on the board, and I think you've done a terrific job. I'm sad to see you leave the board, but I'm hoping in the future you might decide to rejoin the board or maybe run for mayor or do something, run for the school board, do something, because a guy like you, the village needs to be involved. So, Matt, the Village of Peoria Heights hereby recognizes with appreciation Matt Fuller for his service as trustee from December 2011 to May 2017. Thank you, Matt.
I'm not really much for a speech. I'll just say that it's been an honor and a pleasure, and I greatly enjoy working with the trustees, and I particularly enjoy working with Mayor Allen. He's been a great influence on the community, and believe it or not, he does have a great sense of humor, so that's one of the things I always appreciated. Thank you.
Trustee Cumming, could you please join me at the village lectern? Trustee Cumming, another proud product of the Peoria Heights school system, who has chosen to come back home, be a business owner, work for the community, not only as a trustee, as a strong member of the Chamber of Commerce. He was often our liaison. He was the one who presented the village's status to the chamber and came back with information to us from the chamber. Very positive force in Peoria Heights. Bart, you'll never meet anybody who doesn't like Bart, because Bart is a good man. He's worked hard as a trustee. He works hard for his business. He brought his accounting experience to budget meetings, and even though you confused the heck out of me, I still enjoyed it. Bart, the village is poor for not having you on the board any longer, but we appreciate your service. You've done a great job. And here on this plaque again, the Village of Peoria Heights hereby recognizes with appreciation Bart Cumming for his service as trustee December 2011 to May 2017. Thank you, Bart.
Wow, this is awesome. First thing I got to say is I'm glad that Mark didn't call me up after Roger, because that would have been a tough act to follow. So, but I'm not going to go on for very long. It's just I'm getting older now, and after tax season, it takes my brain a while to reboot. So I was afraid I might forget some people that I wanted to thank this evening. So bear with me for a second. First of all, I would like to thank Mayor Allen and the administration and the department heads, Chief Sutton, Director Smith, Chief Walters, Shauna as our village clerk, and the Board of Trustees. Guys, it's been an honor and a privilege to work with you. And more so than anybody else, I know that at a chamber function a couple of years ago, I called Director Smith the Ben Zobrist of our little administration that we've got going up here, because of everything he brings to the table. But I would also like to thank Administrator Fick for all of his tutelage and keeping me involved in the process, and I really appreciate everything that everyone has done. Mostly, I would like to thank you, the residents of Peoria Heights, for affording me the opportunity to conduct village business on your behalf. I have learned a lot, and I really appreciate the opportunity to serve our community. And I would like to, along that vein, congratulate Mike. You're going to be a great mayor. And our incoming trustee, Diane Mariscal, and our new village clerk, Margaret Goff. Thank you for stepping up and being a part of the process, and for your community service, and for taking this step. And also, I'd like to encourage everyone here tonight, and anyone that might see this on public access later in the week, get out, be involved in your community, make a difference. Today, so many of us want to sit on the sidelines and spew hate and rhetoric about how they don't agree with how things are done. Change that. Make a difference in your community. You don't have to run for public office. You can be a member of the Lions Club. You can support your local sports groups, your youth sports groups. Go out, volunteer at a chamber event, volunteer at the Music Fest. But it doesn't have to be every day or every weekend, but get out and do something in your community. What you will get out of it, you cannot measure it. It'll just swell your heart to new proportions. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being here tonight. Really appreciate it.
See, I didn't even have to say a word. After 12 years, we know what's happening. For those of you who didn't know, this is our village clerk, Shauna Musselman. We've been fortunate to have her as village clerk for 12 years. She's brought a wealth of experience at the county level and at other levels throughout her life, young life, in terms of government service. She'd bring a background to the board for us to consider from the county, from wherever she was at previous to that, but she's been a strong advocate for our neighborhoods through the years, strong advocate for the Keller Branch Trail. She was named to the local 40 people under 40 list, and you were like about 18 or 19 at that time. And her career at Peoria County has been quick and steady, and now I believe you're an assistant county administrator, is that correct? Yes, so I mean, it's fantastic how far she's come so quickly, but after you've worked with her for a while, you'll understand why. And I find I'm very proud to have worked with you, Shauna, for 12 years. It's been an enjoyable experience. Wish you and Carl all the best. And the plaque, the Village of Peoria Heights hereby recognizes with appreciation Shauna M. Musselman for her service as village clerk, May 2005 to May 2017. Shauna, thank you very much and congratulations.
A hard act to follow after everybody else. So I remember being new in the community and asking Mike Phelan, who was my county board rep at the time, a way that I could get involved. And I remember you laughed and said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get you involved." So 12 years later, but thank you for that. I appreciate the opportunity to get involved, and it's just been a really positive thing. I just really appreciate everybody I've worked with on the board over the years, and we have an incredible staff here. If you don't know them, get to know them. You guys all just do a fantastic job and are top-notch, and I really, really appreciate all that you guys have done for me and my family over the years, so thank you for that. I'm actually really going to miss you guys and miss being clerk. It's a little weird to think about it. It's been so long, but if you talk about swimming pools or on-street parking, I will be back.
Oh, don't go anywhere.
Is Charlie at the
Oh, I'm jumping the agenda, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm lame duck, so I'm going rogue, man. I'm just. Sorry, Charlie. Didn't mean to steal your thunder, man.
Sorry, Charlie.
I don't think anybody under 40 will get that.
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead, Charlie.
Mayor Allen asked me to speak at every single board meeting. He asked if I have something to say, and I finally do. It's all very exciting. So, Mayor Allen, my name's Charles Schneider, and I am currently serving as the class of 2018 president at Peoria Heights High School. I'd like to speak on behalf of Peoria Heights High School Student Council, as well as the Peoria Heights High School student body, to say thank you. Thank you for your years of service to the Peoria Heights community. Thank you for your involvement with Peoria Heights High School. And thank you for your kindness and openness to all of us as we've come to you. When preparing to talk tonight, I got some input from some students at Peoria Heights High School. And there were some really surprising answers, in a good way, I promise. One student said, "I've only ever met Mayor Allen once, but he was possibly the most understanding and open to talk to me person that I've ever met." Another said he seemed really chill and open to everyone's opportunities and everyone's presentations at board meetings. And finally, the last said, "Wait, isn't that Mrs. Allen's husband?" If you don't know, Mrs. Allen is our English teacher, and she's back there trying to hide. But as you can see, you've made a great impact on the Peoria Heights community, and you've made an incredible impact on the students at Peoria Heights High School. We greatly appreciate everything that you've done. So on behalf of the administration at Peoria Heights High School, on behalf of the students, and on behalf of everyone in the Peoria Heights High School community, I'd like to present you with this plaque of appreciation. The plaque reads, Peoria Heights High School Student Appreciation Award, presented to Mayor Mark Allen for his dedication to the Peoria Heights community, as well as to show the great appreciation the students at Peoria Heights High School have for his efforts, May 2nd, 2017. Thank you, Mayor Allen.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll make this real quick because I've got a several-page thing that I want to do before I leave, if you'll grant me that. But Charlie, thank you very much. whenever I do get in trouble, all I have to do is say, I'm Mrs. Allen's husband, and that usually gets me out of trouble. So I understand what the student was saying. I do want to make a quick comment, is that our kids at Peoria Heights High School, I can vouch for this because, you know, I've helped up my wife at the homecoming dance several times. We have the best kids around, bar none, no question about it. They have personality, they have manners, they have soul, and I just enjoy the heck out of them. And I can tell you right now, my wife loves all of her kids, and I can see why, because the kids we have here are outstanding. Peoria Heights High School will always be near and dear to my heart. I have great memories of Peoria Heights High School, so Charlie, this makes it even more special. Mr. Stoner, thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you to the students from Peoria Heights High School. Thank you very much.
All right, let's try this again here. If I could have Mayor Allen and the board join me at the lectern. I don't think there's a weight limit or capacity that quota that we need to exceed. Yeah, I'd like the board to get. Hey, I got suckered into doing this, so you guys are going to come up here with me. And I'm going to say very little, and I would expect that everyone would add a little something. But what I want to say about my experience working with Mark, back in the fall of 2011, I received a phone call from Mark. And at the time, I had no interest in getting into local politics whatsoever. But I came from a family of people who served their community. And when given the opportunity, when Mark asked, I don't know why, but I said yes. Let that be a lesson to you. Learn to say no, people, or it'll get you into stuff that you might not want to get into. So I said yes and accepted Mark's opportunity to serve the fine citizens of Peoria Heights, and Trustee Fuller came in at the same time I did, and we were greeted promptly with the ambulance department fiasco that was going on, and I thought, gosh, what the heck have we gotten ourselves into here? And the walls at the Cumming household were thick with the curses of Mark Allen at that point in time, but you know, with everything else that we've done over the last 6 years, we got through that. We came out stronger as a board and as a community, and we grew from there. And Mark, all I can say is thank you for the opportunity to serve. I greatly appreciate it. I am so proud of what the board and administration has accomplished under your watch over the last 6 years as far as economic development and our ability to maintain the services that we provide in the village at little or no cost. And thank you, boss. From the bottom of my heart, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it. Never gonna say anything. I've got a few pages to go, so.
Can we sit down?
You go ahead and sit down.
Oh, yes, no, well,
Thanks,
let's do the presentation. I'm sorry. So to Mark Allen, in recognition and sincere appreciation of 12 years of distinguished service as the mayor of Peoria Heights. Sincere appreciation.
I do appreciate that sincerely.
And we hope you brought your weight belt tonight.
Oh, my.
We know you didn't want us to do anything, but
Yeah, that's,
yeah, you might want to hold on.
Now that is a gavel. That's a gavel. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you, everyone.
I think that's fingerprint free too.
Yeah, well,
as well. So
I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. I got a few things to say too. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know it's been a long night already. I would want to get going, but I do have a couple handfuls of thank yous to give out. You can't go through 12 years of public service without having a lot of help. I want to thank all the trustees I had the pleasure to work with. Former trustees Wayne Baum, Eric Todd, Len Jakowski, Scott Owen, Bobby Hill, Andrea Pendleton, Jeff Gett, who also has the distinction or the curse of being a future trustee as well. Our present trustees, Brian Harn, Cheryl Carter, Dan Mariscal, Bart Cumming, Deb Reichert, and Matt Fuller, and of course our village clerk, Shauna Musselman. I want to say special thanks to the present board, which had to consider and vote on economic projects which were clearly outside of the box we were used to. Thank you to all of you for representing the village in such a positive and progressive fashion over the past 12 years. Made my job so much easier. I want to say thank you to Fire Chief Greg Walters and all of the men and women who volunteer to protect us on the Peoria Heights Fire Department. Your dedication and protection of our village is very much appreciated. And I want to also thank former Fire Chief Norm Reichert for his service and friendship. Thank you to Public Works Director Kyle Smith and to all of the Public Works and Water Service workers who work so hard to make our infrastructure and water quality the best it can be. Director Smith has stepped in at a time when many of our infrastructure needs have to be addressed. They are costly but necessary ones. Our roads get beat up quite a bit by tri-county travel. We have to deal with things that a normal community of 6,300 doesn't have to deal with because our roads are beat up all the time. We're the center of Peoria now. We used to be the northern outpost 50 years ago. So things have changed dramatically. EPA guidelines have changed dramatically. Director Smith, you're doing an outstanding job, and I really appreciate it. I want to thank also former Public Works Superintendent Bob Roth, who did a fine job as well. Thank you to Village Administrator Matt Fick, and to all who have worked at Village Hall over the past 12 years. Administrator Fick has led us on the recent resurgence and renaissance of our shopping district. We have a need for sales tax. I don't know if everyone here understands it, because I sure didn't before I got involved in this. 60% of our revenues comes from sales tax revenue. We're really kind of underutilized in terms of businesses that bring in a lot of sales tax revenue to maintain our services, our top-notch police department, our top-notch volunteer fire department, our top-notch street department. We have to have that money come in. We're a little bit behind the curve right now, so whatever can be done in the next several years to bring more business in is not only do we need it, we have to have it. So, Administrator Fick, you've done an excellent job in the very complicated maze of financing of the growth and building of our business corridor. Thank you very much. Also want to throw out a thank you to former Administrator Tom Horstman and former Administrative Secretary Barb Firkin for not only for your service to Peoria Heights, but also for your patience with me at the start of my first term. Got a little interesting at times. Thank you to Police Chief Dustin Sutton and all the men and women who have served and continue to serve as our officers and dispatchers. Chief, I've told you in private, now I'm going to tell you in private, in public. Every day I worried for the safety of our officers, but I never once had to worry about their preparation or ability. Their ability to handle any situation, and it's because of your leadership. Thank you so much for your impeccable abilities and performance as our police chief, and for your friendship for the past 12 years. I also want to thank Don Shea, Joan Cusack, Gary Stella, and all who have served on our boards and commissions. Thanks to Trustee Carter for all your help over the years with the Music Fest. I want to say thank you to Katie Kim and the Kim Group for the developments along Prospect. We set the table for them, but she brought the food. Thank you to Jen Reichert for filming all the meetings over the years. I had to tell her that, or she told me she was going to film from the knees down, so I got that taken care of. And I want to say thank you again to Tom Traeger and to Mike Tibbs. And on a personal note, thank you to the Ray Pitzel family, Frank and Roberta Knoll, Mary and Henry Ryder. We constantly have to try and fill the boots of those who walk before us, and it's really tough to do. Most of all, thank you to my wife, Kathy, our sons, Grant and Reed. My mother-in-law, Judy O'Brien, is here tonight. I want to thank all of my family and friends. Couldn't have done a thing without your love and support. As you can tell, my debt to Peoria Heights is so large, it cannot come close to ever being repaid. But I hope I made a teensy bit of a payment back over the past 12 years. I also hope we made you proud more than a few times. and I pray that I disappointed you fewer times than that. I wish all the best to Mayor Phelan and the Board of Trustees. I know you all will do your best to keep Peoria Heights on an upward trajectory. My final thank you is to all of you, all of the citizens of Peoria Heights, and all of the people I was fortunate to connect with through my being mayor. From the bottom of my heart, I will always treasure it. I will cherish it. God bless all of you, and God bless our village. Thank you. Trustee Carter. Boy, I tried like the Dickens to hold it under control, but, you know, I start talking about the old neighbors and kind of lose it. Thank you for your patience on that. Okay, brings us to the payment of the bills. And those will be read by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
All right, this represents the bills as approved at the April 25th, 2017 Departmental Committee. The general fund expenditures, $455,542.70. MFT expenditures are $4,013.22 for total village expenditures of $459,555.92. And the waterworks expenditures were $236,989.82.
Thank you. Excuse me, are there any questions regarding the bills as read?
I move that we pay the bills as submitted.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Carter. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Mariska.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert. Aye. Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Thank you very much. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved the payment of the bills as read. The goodies over there are for after the second meeting, so don't get too hungry. You got to stick around for the second meeting and see the new board put in and Mayor Phelan installed, and then the goodies will be ready for you. The next departmental committee meeting will be held Tuesday, May 23rd, 2017, 6:30 p.m. Next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, May 16th, 2017 at 6:30 p.m. We're probably going to have about a 5 to 10 minute break between the end of this meeting and when the next meeting will start, so everyone can get situated, because this is very important coming up for the installation of the new officers. Again, I want to thank everyone